but you can always go a little faster if you like. You can do some extra chaturangas if you like. The most important thing about the whole practice is the breath work and our ujjayi breath that we're going to maintain throughout our whole flow. So let's come into a long spine. And as you lengthen into your spine, just take a deep breath in through your nose and sigh it all out through your mouth. Inhaling through your nose, sigh it all out. And one more time, inhale. And breathe it all out. And then allow the lips to close and come into ujjayi breath, very grounding and centering. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose, allowing the breath to continue to soften the shoulders, soften the chest muscles, but to lift you up, creating space for the breath between your ribs and your spine. And just observe the face muscles. Sometimes we're tightening the temples, the forehead, the jaw muscles. Let all of that release as you flow with your breath. One of my Kripalu teachers said, come home to your breathing, home to what's inside of you. Also, as we do that, bow your chin forward and honor your light. Honor the light you carry within you. Know that light is in all of us. We are all one. And just slide your hands to the fronts of your knees, right at your shins. And as you inhale, lift your chest, lift your chin, looking up. As you exhale, stretch back, lengthen, and pull the chin in. Inhale, arch the back, shoulder blades together, lift the chin. Exhale, lengthen back to the arms again, curve the spine, pull the chin in. Inhale, opening the chest. Exhale, stretch it back. You're also getting into your hips. Take a couple more into the spine, into the hips. And then as you lengthen up again, right palm beside you, stretch over and just circle a couple of times and reverse. And then as the bicep stretches over the ear, turn your chin down and just shake your head no a couple of times, releasing the neck, moving the neck a little bit as you relax the jaw muscles. And then inhale your way up, take your fingers overhead, stretch up, chest through. Exhale, press the hands away. Inhale, chest up, look up. Exhale, press it away. One more, inhale up. And this time float it over to the other side, circling the shoulder. Inhale and exhale. And reverse. And then stretch the bicep over the ear, reach in, and turn your chin down and move your head a little bit side to side, releasing your neck. Your inhale floats you back up, reach up, get long, and balance it with a twist to look over the right shoulder. Inhaling and exhaling. And then inhale it back up to the middle and take it to the other side. Gazing over your shoulder. Balancing the spine. And as you stretch it back up, let your feet come out together. Bound angle Baddha Konasana, and just fold it in for a couple of breaths. This is actually how yin yoga starts, with this posture for 5 minutes. We're just going to hold it for a couple of minutes to breathe into the hips, and also this is really good to stabilize your SI joint. Long inhales and exhales. And while we're here, maybe just inch the fingertips away. Get a little stretch through your chest, through your arms. Walk over to the right. back through the center over to the left. And then bringing it back. Maybe walk the fingers one more step, feel that in the lower back. Shake your head no again, release the neck muscles. And then nice and easy, take it back up, hands behind you, feet to the ground, and just flop it a little side to side with some windshield wipers, twisting your lower back, getting a little internal hip rotation. And as we come back to center, just cross the feet and slide it forward to come into child's pose. Widening the knees, stretching it back, activating the breath, reaching into the fingertips. Nice deep breaths right into the back. Inhaling and exhaling. Imagining if you stood over yourself, you'd see your back rise up full on the inhale and then come down on the exhale. Filling up with air, grounding to your mat, to the earth. And then once again, walk it over to the right a little bit, another side body stretch. And then walk it over to the left. And then come back to the middle and inhale up to tabletop. Knees under hips, back to the spine, tuck the toes, drop the belly, look up, inhaling. And then as you exhale, press the feet down, tuck the tailbone, pull the chin way in. Inhale, tuck the toes, drop the belly, looking up. Exhale, release the feet, press it up. Inhale and exhale. Tuck the toes again. This time stretch the weight back over the feet and rock it side to side, stretching the arches of the feet, the balls of the feet. Inch the fingers away. Inhale it up. And then release the feet and let the hips shift forward, sliding it a little between the palms side to side. Opening the wrists. Press it back up to tabletop. Tuck the toes, drop the belly, take an inhale, and exhale to walk out your dog side to side, pressing into one heel and then the other, shifting your hips a little side to side. Bless you. Walk it side to side. And then walk the feet forward. Find your ragdoll, softening the knees, taking your opposite elbows, letting your belly kiss the thighs a little bit, swaying. And then bring the hands to the waist, press your hips back, reach your chest forward, get a nice flat spine. And let your inhale bring you up. Pause at the top. And just arch back a little bit, opening the chest. Come back to neutral. And as you bring the toes in, just root your tailbone down. Kind of coming into stabilize your lower back, your core. We're just going to slide our right fingers down, our left fingers up, get a little side stretch. Back through the middle. Take an inhale, slide it the other way. Inhale through the middle, exhale, slide it down. Inhale through the middle, exhale it down. And as you come back to center, just sweep the arms overhead, interlace the fingers, take it over to the right, back through the middle, over to the left. And as you come back up, take an inhale and exhale. Long spine takes you down, chin in at the bottom. Inhale, touch the shins, reach out to halfway lift. You've got a nice flat spine. So you're pressing your chest way out. And then we're just gonna open the low back, side to side. This gets in our QL a little bit, quadratus lumborum, side to side. Also the glutes and the hamstrings too. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, lift out. Move it a little side to side again. Exhale, fold in. This time lift way out, flat back, palms down, step it back to plank, and just hold it a second. Nice strong plank. And then allow the back to press up a little bit, widening the shoulder blades, belly button in. Waking up your subtle muscles. And then back to neutral. Use your knees. Take an inhale. Squeeze the elbows right to the ribs with control. Warm up the body by lowering it down slow to inhale. Cobra. Feet and hips down. Exhale. Press it back to down dog. And just walk it again side to side. Opening up your calves, your hamstrings, belly button in. Lifting up and high with the hips, shoulders wrapping around the body, not collapsing. Biceps right between the ears, palms rooted like suction cups, pressing the front of the mat away. And then nice and easy, take the knees to tabletop, slide the right foot forward, and walk it up to your fingertips. Take an inhale here, and exhale, just shift it back right into the hamstring. Trying to press through the back of the knee to lengthen the back of the leg. The chest stays up. And then bending the knee, ground the palms, float the back knee up, high lunge. Chest is forward, heel is reaching back, keeping that nice and grounded. And then just walk your right hand up to right thigh, roll the hip out, turn the chest up, take a little twist, and roll into your hip a little bit. Press through the back heel. Strong in the back leg. And then take your foot down, your palm down. Pass your right foot back to plank again. Press your back up. Feel that in your core. And then this time just press it back to down dog and walk it again side to side. Shift into the hips. Shake out your neck. And lower your knees down. Bring your left foot forward. Walk up to your fingertips. Feel this lunge. On this side, left knee is over the ankle, not going past the ankle. And then just exhale, shift it back. Breathe into the back of the leg, trying to press through the back of the knee, flexing the toes. Breathing full, Ujjayi breath. And then lunge it back in, palms grounded, and lift your back knee up, high lunge. Reach your heel back, reach your chest forward. Keep the back leg really strong, left palm, left thigh, roll it open, twist up a little bit. Your foot rolls to the outside edge. And then nice and easy as it floats back in, bring the left palm down and the left foot back. Take an inhale. And this time, full chaturanga with control. You can always use knees if you want. Inhale, a little bigger, a little up dog. And then take it back, down dog. This time, roll out the feet. Inhale up both toes. Exhale down both heels. Inhale to the toes. Exhale down to the heels. Inhaling it up. Exhale, press back. 2 more. Belly button. Hugging in, hips staying high, tailbone reaching up. Press back to the heels. Inhale to the toes, bend the knees, and walk or hop forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive up, flat spine. So bend the knees if you need to reach it way out and bring it up. Palms to the heart, tuck the chin. And just bow to your light. Honor yourself for showing up on your mat today. Nowhere to be but here and now. Just a little bit of practice and breath for your body, mind, spirit. And then you ground into the heels. Lift your toes up, maybe feel your core strong, feel your heart open. And as your eyes open, inhale to rise up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, palms down, travel back, use knees if you want, or full chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog, and exhale, downward dog. 5 breaths, Ujjayi breaths, inhaling and exhaling. Palms rooted and pressing away. That helps you lift up the hips, belly button in. Biceps right by the ears, not shoving your chin through. Shoulder blades coming apart a little bit as your shoulders wrap, meaning to not collapse in the shoulders. Press back to your heels. Inhale to your toes, bend your knees. Come home to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold in. Reverse it up, sweep up. And palms to the heart. Breathe. I don't know why it's so dark today. I'm going to turn this on. I don't know if that helps. I feel like I'm dark on my screen. All right, we're going to bend the knees, sweep the earth, chair, Utkatasana. Notice how when you first come into chair, you kind of want to like take the chest to face the floor. Let the chest face forward, like your back is flat against a wall. Hug the belly button and lift the toes up, biceps by the ears. Very strong. Take an inhale. And then exhale, forward fold, tuck your chin. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, palms down, travel back, lower down. Inhale, up dog. This time look right, look left. And then exhale, press it back to down dog. Sweep your right leg up, bend your knee, move your ankle around your toes. Make a few circles from your hip. Keeping both palms grounded and both arms straight. Reverse your circle. And then square your hip, reach it back, and then let your knee kiss your chin. Hover, bring your right foot forward, your left heel in, and let your inhale rise you up nice and slow. Chest is forward. So as we line up here, hands to the waist, straighten the knee, look down, make sure your hips are forward and your feet are wide enough. So when you bend the knee back in, you're super strong through the back leg. Both arches lifting, the chest lifting, fingers lifting, palms to the heart for a second. And let's test our strength by just hinging forward, filling our quadricep here on that right leg. Nice and full with the breath. And then float it back up, reach it up. Take an inhale, let your exhale travel you down, back, and to chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, and exhale back, down dog. Take your left leg up, bend your knee, move your ankle around. Make a few hip circles. Reverse the direction. And then square the hip, reach the foot back. And then float it up and hover, feel your core. Left foot forward, right heel in, rise it up. And then line it up, hips are forward. And just settling in. Making sure your feet are wide enough, your back leg is really strong. Nice and easy, palms to Anjali Mudra, hinge. And just wake up your left leg a little bit. Reaching your chest way out, flat spine. As you float it back up, sweep up, big inhale. The exhale carries you down, back, into chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, and exhale back to downward dog. Take 5 breaths on this one. Still moving it if you want to. Remembering you can take child's pose or sit up in Virasana, like a meditation pose. Whatever you're doing is perfect. There's no judgment of you. You are perfect as you are. As long as you're breathing, you're doing amazing. Long inhales, long exhales. Hear your breath. And then press back to your heels to get out of here. Inhale to your toes. Exhale, bend your knees and take it forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flat spine. Exhale, fold in. Bend your knees, sit into chair. As you rise up, arch back, float away what you don't need, palms to the heart center. And just breathe. Nice and easy, bend your knees, find a chair again, nice and strong. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, palms down, travel, back, lower, down. Inhale, upward dog, and exhale to downward dog. Take your right leg up again. Bend your knee, feel your hip. Let the knee point way up, feel that in the side body. Square the hip, point the toe back, belly button in, nice and strong. Let the knee come in, hover it, hold it there a sec. And then right foot forward, left heel in, rise it up. This time we're gonna balance, palms to the heart, hinge, and fly. So we prepared with some strength last time. Now we're taking our strength into balance. Belly button hugs in to ground the toe. Breath stays full. Our dristies way out here in front of our big toe. And then float it down, lift it up, open it up, and align it to the side. Heel to arch, hips face the side, tailbone roots down. Bending your knee, finding your way in. And we're moving on the breath today. Palm up, inhale, sweep it up, exhale, float it back. Inhale, sweep up, exhale, float back. Inhale, sweep up, exhale it back. One more, sweep up, float it back. And this time as you sweep in, hold, bend your elbow. We've been doing this some to get that nice tricep side stretch. And also you're strengthening your neck by pressing your head to your hand and your hand kind of holding with a little resistance there. Breathe. And then float it back. Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Bend the elbows, sit light, and make big guitar circles here with your shoulder. And reverse. And then stretch the bicep over the ear. Hold this for a second. We'll revisit this. But just feel that nice stretch. Notice if your arches are lifted. Your back is leaned back like you've got a wall back there. And then take a gaze down. Pull it back up. Feel your legs still working. Feel your Warrior 2. Circle your fingers. And reverse. And then nice and easy, straighten the leg and take straddle to the side here. Any variation you like. I'm gonna interlace with my scarf. It's called Yoga Mudra, and stretch overhead while I bend it a little side to side. You can just have your hands down. You can grab onto your ankles. You can interlace your fingers without a scarf. Let your head just hang. You're getting length on all four sides of the neck. Take another breath or two here. And then back at center. Bring your hands to your waist, hips back, chest forward, inhaling it up. Reach up, take Temple Mudra, sweep to the front of the mat. Come back up, sweep it to the back of the mat. And then take it back up. And keep your arms overhead as you shift back to Warrior 1. You have to adjust the back foot. Feel that. Take an inhale. Let your exhale float you through a vinyasa. Or just press it back to down dog. You can always skip the vinyasa. And you're gonna sweep the left leg up when you're ready. Bend your knee, open up the hip. Square it, point the toe back. And then bring your knee in to hover, widening the shoulder blades. Foot forward, back heel in, sweep it up. Palms to the heart. And we hinged and take it into flight, just like the other side. And sometimes balance feels a little shaky on one side and not the other. I was telling the teacher trainers, your ankle muscles down there, they work the same no matter what your balance looks like. You're strengthening the ankle joint. And then float it back down, sweep it up, open it up and line it up to the side. So you're lining up down an imaginary line, or maybe you have a real one, the center of the mat, heel to arch, squaring the hips, rooting the tailbone, sweeping in, floating with breath here. So let your knee keep tracking to the pinky, your adductors, your inner thigh still working to lift your arches. Turn the palm up, inhale, sweep up. Exhale, float back. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, float back. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, float it back. Inhale, sweep up. Side body stretch, float back. This time you'll hold it, bending the elbow, pressing the head back, reaching your elbow away from your hip, sliding your fingers down. Feeling that long stretch through the side, float it back. Bend your elbow and find your guitar circles from your shoulder. Reverse it. And then sweep the bicep over the ear, stretch it in. Reach in. Gaze down, pull it back, warrior two, and circle from the shoulders. Circle one way. Keep hugging the belly button in and lifting the arches. Circle the other way. Nice and strong. And then straighten and take your straddle fold to the side. It may be different than what you did on side one. I'm going to take like a wide down dog and reach it forward. Maybe still moving the hips side to side. Come back to center. Hands to your waist, rise it up. And root it down, sweep it up, and take an inhale. And take half moon wide here, front of the mat, back up, and then back of the mat. And then turn the left toes forward again. Adjust the foot, big inhale, exhale, sweep it down, back to plank, lower down. Inhale, up dog, and exhale, back, downward dog. Our rest pose. And then lower the knees down. You're going to take knee down, half moon. We'll do the full half moon in a second. So this is like the warm up. So you're gonna roll into the right palm and knee, and you're gonna lift the back foot, lift the top arm, maybe reach it to the front, whatever is working here, using your core as though your back is against a wall. And then float the palm down, the knee down. Take some nice big circles over the wrists and reverse. And we'll roll it to the other side. Right palm, knee, and foot. Lifting up your left arm, your left leg. Breathing. Inhale and exhale. Stacking. So feel how you use the core to stack here. We do the same in the full version, but our subtle hip muscles work a little bit more, hip stabilizers. And circle the other way. That's why sometimes the full posture gives you a little cramp in your hip, because you're talking to some muscles you don't use as often. Come back to center, tuck the toes behind you, and just sit back to stretch your feet, rolling across your toes. If this is too much on your knees or your feet, just lift the weight up of your hips. Either way, you're stretching the ball of the foot, your plantar fascia, getting our healthy toes going on, our beautiful sandal feet for those of you here in Florida. And then nice and easy, take it forward and just tap the feet out. Palms down. Before we head back through, let's take a Sphinx moment here. Rooting down the hips, the feet, pressing down to the forearm, trying to let the wrist be nice and flat, lifting the ears up from the shoulders, trying to make space between your sternum and your belly button. Imagining you have like a tennis ball between your thighs, and you're using your adductors to get compression out of your lower back and lift up and out. Inhaling and exhaling. And then nice and easy, slide your elbows out, bend your knees, and make your windshield wiper blades from your belly here, releasing your back, roll your ankles, move your toes. And you're gonna release your feet back, tuck the toes under, palms under your shoulders. You can either just press it up through tabletop or really press down to a reverse chaturanga to plank. Press it back. Inhale your right leg up and bring it through again, back heel in. Warrior 1 to warrior 2, lining up to the side, heel to arch. Hips face the side, sweep it in, bend your elbow. And either the same variation, bicep over the ear, or maybe reaching down or taking a half bind, whatever variation of extended side angle you like here. Breathe, inhaling and exhaling. Still imagining there's a wall back here to hold you up, so everything is lined up, shoulder over shoulder, hip over hip. And then sweep up, take your top arm behind your back, look forward. I've got a block here. You can either use your block or your hand to float up to Ardha Chandrasana. We just did it with the knee down. Stacking, and maybe the top arm lifts up. I like to keep mine behind my back to help me roll open. I also keep my drishti down versus up. You can take it up, but that changes the dynamic a bit. And then nice and easy, float it down. Hands to the waist, look down. You're lining up for triangle. Heel to arch, hips are square. Sweeping out, straight legs take us in. And just floating in, triangle pose. Once again, you got the wall behind you, and your hand is very light here. It's not heavy on your leg, and you're not sticking your hip out to reach for the floor. If you make it to the floor, that's awesome, but keep all this length on the sides of the body. And then gaze down, pull it up, and just walk it to square it forward. Hands to the leg, lift your back heel, and just shoot your foot back a little bit. Take your knee down, walk your foot over. Right knee is over right ankle here, nice straight line. And you're gonna lift and cross over for a nice twist. Maybe the back knee is gonna float up. I'm gonna keep mine down today. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, get long. Exhale, twist. Take one more. And then float the palms down. If the back knee's down, you can lift it up, float it back to plank. Take an inhale and let the exhale carry you through your vinyasa. And just feel this down dog to reset compared to the very first one. Feel the body. Sweep the left leg up. Bring it through. You pass through warrior 1, hips are square, to open to warrior 2. To line up your warrior 2, heel to arch, sweeping it in, and finding our way to extended side angle. Maybe we reach down or take the bind, maybe we stay here on our thigh. Whatever we're doing, we're stacking like the wall is behind us. So you don't want your hips to kick out like this, in other words. So you want to keep scooping your tailbone under. And if some of you made it to Bird of Paradise on side 1, then balancing here on side 2. Sweep the top arm up behind the back. Gaze forward, float it up for Ardha Chandrasana. Stacking. Maybe sweeping the arm up, maybe just grounding here. Nice full breath. And then floating it down. And as we've set up for triangle, we're a little closer in our stance, heel to arch, hips still face the side, tailbone roots down, Legs are strong, arches are lifting, adductors are working as we sweep in and gaze up. Nice full breathing. Inhale and exhale. And then nice and easy, sweeping up and adjusting the hips forward again. Taking the foot back. I'm going to take my knee down. I'm going to walk the other foot over, left knee over left ankle. And you want to make sure you got space here. A lot of people go really short when they twist, not leaving room for the spine. You have to have space, a lunge to twist in, palms to the sternum, to the heart center. Maybe the back knee lifts up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, get long. Exhale, twist. Take one more. And the palms float down. Back knee up. Float it back. Feel strong in your plank. Take an inhale. Exhale, lowers you down. Inhale, up. Look right again. Look left. And then pass it back to down dog. Or maybe you're coming in to child's pose or Virasana. Just take a few breaths. Feel your right and left now. Honor your practice. Honor yourself. Honor your discipline. Even if you're just sitting here breathing, that is the discipline of the practice. Inhale and exhale. Long, even breathing. If we're not in down dog, let's meet up there to walk your feet forward. Feet hip width apart. And if you can reach your toes without bending your knees, you're going to bind your big toes. Otherwise, you're going to reach back here. We're going to use arms either way. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, and hug it in. Elbows bending out to the sides to hug you in, stacking the sit bones over the heels. Neck releasing, no strain. Relax the jaw muscles. Deep breaths, head below the heart, nice and full. And then nice and easy, hands to the waist, hips back, chest forward. Inhale it up. Arch back at the top. That feels good. And then just open up the palms. Reset yourself here. Samastiti. Feel your state, your breath, how you feel after moving around just a bit. And then as you're ready, you're going to open your eyes, bring your feet a little bit closer, and shift into your right foot. Lift your left knee. You're going to start at the base of a tree. So maybe your toe is down. Maybe you slide it up a little bit higher. Maybe you go above the knee. Maybe some of you do half lotus. Just feeling your tree. Your hip is externally rotated, so your knee is pointing out to the side. And you're pulling your belly button in. That's your Uddiyana Bandha. Your drishti is way out at a fixed object. That helps a lot. So your belly button in helps keep the toe down. And then square your hip forward again and reach your leg out. Feel nice and strong here. And then lower down and shift it in for the other side. So finding your tree. And because you are externally rotating the hip, like one side is usually a little bit more the favorite, similar to like pigeon. Keep your breath. Keep using your bungee cord right here and lengthening through the crown of the head. And then square the hip. Feel the strength of your hip flexor to take your foot out and lower it back down. Roll the shoulders. And sweep the arms up. Big inhale, take it over to the right. Back to the middle, take it over to the left. And then come back, palms to the heart center. Take 3 deep breaths. Just honor yourself again for showing up today. And as your eyes open, knees together, thighs together, sit back into chair. So earlier we were fairly upright in our chair. When we take chair into a twist, we hinge at our waist to get nice and low, and then we lift. And as we cross it over, then reach the sternum back to the big toes to take your twist. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. Some people open up or go into an arm balance over here. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. Sometimes I do this variation. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. Fold it forward, shake it out. Take a halfway lift, reset, fold in, bend your knees, sweep up, palms to the heart, press, sit it low, cross it over, and feel your nice twist over here, matching whatever you did on the other side. Hips low, palms to the heart center. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. Inhale, get long, exhale, twist, take one more, and then float forward, fold, shake it out. Inhale, halfway lifts. Palms down. Take it back to plank. And then this time, take a few breaths to lower to your belly. So you can use knees if you want, or nice and controlled. Find your way down, and either revisiting Sphinx, or you can take bow pose, where you bend your knees and reach back for your feet. Getting some error messages, but you're, hey Leanne, hey Michael Toth, hey Jacob, Barbara Alfonso if you're there, hi, Heather, I like to see who's there. Okay, so while I was staring at you, you were either in Sphinx or bow, and you're breathing, whichever one you're doing, inhaling and exhaling. And as we float out of our belly down back bend, bend your knees, flop the feet again. And once again, we're gonna press back up. If you wanna just do it lightly, you can just press back to child's pose. If you want another reverse chaturanga, palms are under your shoulders and you're pressing back up through plank and back. And we're meeting up either in child's pose, or I like my upright Virasana. Breathe. Inhale and exhale, long breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. We're going to play around a little with Bakasana today, crow. So if you want to just sit and breathe, you can. If you want to do a fancy crow to handstand, I saw Jacob was there. Maybe that's what he's going to do. The rest of us are going to work on crow. So as your palms come down for tabletop, your dristi is going to stay out in front. Sometimes when we arm balance, we end up looking straight down, which is not good because then we want to come down. So our dristi stays forward so we can balance. We also want to have a little bit of a cat spine while we look out. So your tailbone tucks and your belly button comes in. So I'm going to turn to the side so you can see me a little bit. So we're tucking and belly button in as we look out. Okay, that's the core holding you in the posture. You also work to take the sternum forward. So a lot of us sit back heavy in the hips and try to lift the feet up from back here, which is really hard to do. So actually what happens is as the dristi stays forward, the belly button in, we float the toes up. And then checking that out. So sometimes it takes a couple of efforts. So if you want to come out and reset, you can. And sometimes you want to move your wrists around after that. There's a lot going on, but our palms are nice and planted just like they would be in chaturanga. We don't take our hands and turn them into a weird position just because we're arm balancing. So grounding the palms, walking the knees up really high towards the armpits, chest is forward, belly button in, gazing forward, and then maybe you float it back. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And we're just gonna let all of that go, swaha, and come down to Dandasana. And my teacher used to call this putting on your gloves. So after you do a lot with your wrists, which is really good for them, you counter it. She said, Mary Lou said this, I believe, pulling on your gloves, pulling down, and allowing some space to come back into your wrist joint. And then with our sit bones grounded here, we're gonna sweep up and take Paschimottanasana, forward fold. So maybe you're gonna bind your toes again. Maybe you're gonna step on your hands. If you're not that far, just grab on to your shin or your ankle area and use your arm strength to help lengthen you, creating space versus compression in your lower back. So you're reaching your sternum way forward towards the toes. Remember your Ujjayi breath, in through the nose, out through the nose. Long and even, in through the nose, out through the nose. After a couple of breaths, maybe lengthen the sternum forward a little bit more, fold in a little bit more. And then allow the inhale to lift you up, fingers behind facing in or the sides. Either way, your shoulder blades come together. So you're externally rotating, pulling the shoulder blades together, keeping length in all four sides of the neck. Legs straight or bent, reverse table or plank, hips lift up, lengthen through the back of the head, and then lower back down, right foot forward, and just cross over here we're gonna do a forward fold, but this is more like a pigeon variation here. Your ankle above the knee, the toes hanging off, and allow yourself to fold forward. I like to use my arm as an assistant here to kind of press in a little bit. And the crow we just did, the flying crow, like this would be the leg position and our arms would be just the same. Are you sticking your head in there? As you would be for crow. So notice like when I'm here on the ground, my hands are not quite lined up and so forth. So putting myself in the actual arm balance would be challenging. So this is what I would work on to get my hands lined up and enough external rotation in my hip. This is also getting, my teacher trainers are getting into the quadratus lumborum in your lower back a little bit more. Keep flexing this foot. And then inhale your way up. Take a little seated pigeon. And then nice and easy, you're going to place this foot down. Get tall, hug yourself in, a little self-love, and then reach up with your left fingers, take a twist, gaze back. Flexing the right foot. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. Inhale, get long, and exhale, twist. Take one more. And then take it back around. And just bring your leg up, roll your ankle. And use your core to float your leg down. Pull the other leg in. This one's my tighter side, so you can tell if the knee is up higher, that's coming from your hip. So this is a little bit tighter. This is also a little bit of work here to fold it in. So if I did the same on this side to work on it, I'm way more uneven. My palms would need to be even and both of my elbows down to do flying pigeon. All the arm balances are really just variations of crow, just different leg positions. So working on mastering crow, and then going from there is nice stabilizer. Start reaching your sternum to your toe again, getting length in your lower back. Notice your neck relaxing a little, not collapsing, but lengthening the sides of the neck, which is a little slight tuck of the chin. Relax your temples, your forehead, your jaw muscles. Keep your long breath. And then as you inhale it back up, just give yourself a little hug here, seated pigeon. We're going to place our foot down as we did on the other side, both sit bones grounded. Hug yourself in, little self-love. And then lifting up your right fingers, taking a twist back, flexing your left toes. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, get long. Exhale, twist. Take one more. And then unwinding your twist, extending your foot up, rolling your ankle, taking your foot down. We're going to roll down, but before we do, take Baddha Konasana. Again, we did this in the beginning. Feet touching, and just lengthen up and fold in. Maybe pressing your elbows down there and observing how your back and your hips feel now in this forward fold. Nice deep breaths in and out. Inhale your way up, hands behind, and just coming back to a little internal rotation of the hip. We're going to take a journey down to your back. This is Yogi's choice. The slower you go, the more you work your core, and the faster you go, the faster you're on your back. So your choice today, if you want to head down slowly and maybe enjoy the speed bump area and build your core strength, whatever is working for you today, maybe you're already on your back. Once you're down, if it feels good to pull your knees in, I like to do that and either make circles or take a happy baby, whichever one works for you. We're going to take bridge pose here. Setu Bandhasana to roll up, pressing your thighs up. Maybe you're interlacing your fingers under your body. Knees are hip width. Gaze is straight up, chin in towards the chest. Inhaling and exhaling. And some of us do this as a warm-up for full wheel. So after a few breaths, if you want to come into full wheel, you can. Otherwise, just staying in bridge a couple more breaths. And as we head out of bridge, once again, knees in, or maybe just flopping the knees a little bit. Maybe today you're going to take a knee down twist. If your body's calling for something else, that's part of Kripalu's thing. We've got meditation and motion flowing with your intuition from within. So if your body wants to do something other than knee down twist, feel free. Otherwise, our right knee comes in first and we twist over. And then as we reset the hips back in line with the shoulders, we take the left knee in and twist it over. And then coming back to your back. If you're still doing some your own flow, that's great. If you want to head to Shavasana, you can. We'll just stay here for a moment or so. If you want a longer Shavasana, you can turn us off and enjoy yourself. if you want to do an upright meditation. Either way, I suggest at least like 10 breaths before you rush off to integrate your practice for your body and your mind. If you're in Shavasana and feeling any tightness or tension, you can breathe in through your nose and sigh out through your mouth. Maybe doing that a couple of times, like a cleansing breath to settle all the weight of your body as you just float over your mat. Settle your shoulders, your hips, your arms, your legs. Notice if you're tightening your face, your jaw, letting all of that go. And allowing a little freedom of your thoughts for this rest, so you can't stop your thoughts. That's a misconception. You can't stop them, but you can stop your attachment to them. Just allow free light space all around you, your bones, your muscles, your thoughts. And if you're ready to come out of Shavasana, gently moving your fingers, moving your toes, go hit the close button. Slide your arms overhead, stretch into your body, and just roll over to your side. We'll find our way back into Sukhasana, pose of ease, easy pose. Keeping calmness, stillness, and ease with you. Bringing your palms to Anjali Mudra at your heart. And just honor yourself. Bow to your light. We sometimes try to hide our own light, but it's beautiful, it's there, and the light in us is the same as in everyone else. So remembering that in these challenging times. The light inside of us is all equal. We are all one. And as your gaze floats up, just honoring that. Honor who's showing up with us today. Thank you, guys. We'll be back on at 10 o'clock the next 3 days and 9:30 on Sunday. Namaste.
Ooh.